All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Engel, if you would do roll call for this evening, please.
Kelly De La Cruz here, Terry Engel here, Amy Erkey is absent, Eric Phillips is absent, Lauren Shainrock,
Here.
Pat Tyre here, and Rick Schultz.
Here. We have an agenda before us this evening. Mr. Myhock, are there any additions or corrections, please?
All is good, as is.
Great, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Tyre, seconded by Mr. Schoenrock to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Wondering if we have any public comments this evening. Would anyone? I would assume somebody would like to talk.
So I believe everyone here is here for the foundation.
Excellent. Great. Well, welcome. With that, we'll move into the superintendent's report. Mr. Myhock.
And let's start right away with the new area, our new Richland Area Grant Foundation presentation. So, Judith, Carla?
Yeah, so for this portion, I'm here as a member of the foundation. We are missing a few people, but the four of us that are here are going to come up and speak a little bit. It's a really fun night for us. We enjoy picking up garbage out of dishes, but second to that, this is probably the most rewarding night we have together. We did it a little bit different this year. If you look at that little program I passed out, we've been on tour. We stopped up at the library, got to meet the new librarian in Richland, if you guys didn't know. Gal named Fawn is starting there. So we handed that check to her, and then we went out to the Sportsman's Club and met up with four members out there. Gave them a sizable donation, $1,800, for a lot of great work that they're doing there and in North Lake Park. So that felt really good, and now we're going to wrap it up here. So Kalisha is going to come up. Our first one is for Angie for the interactive display cam. I'm always first. Thank you. Yeah, and I always just kind of wing it, but hey, I actually prepared something, and so now I'll probably fumble over my words just because I haven't prepared. But I want to thank the foundation, first of all, for this grant that will be put towards the purchase of interactive displays for the district. In the past couple of years, we have been able to purchase 9 boards with the help of this grant. Every little bit helps us to stay current with this technology and somewhat on top of our replacement cycle. This past summer, we have pieced together 4 different units to keep them working throughout this year. And so we're kind of at that point where we're pulling from different displays and projectors and everything to try and keep everything working that's in our classrooms right now. So the replacement of these interactive displays are very much needed at this point. In determining that, I look at the age of the displays, which is 16 years old for some of them. That's our oldest ones in the building. The use that they're getting in the classrooms, and of course, the staff and students' needs. Conversations with the teachers to understand how they are using them in the classroom is very helpful. Some are using it very heavily, and they rely on them very heavily, in part due to their teaching style, but also due to the curriculum that they're using in their classrooms. And in different subject areas. It can be very difficult to teach without this technology. If you ask especially our lower elementary, with some of their curriculum that they're using, they really rely heavily on this. And then you look at our high school and some of the curricular areas in their math and sciences,
they, also rely on the interactivity piece of these devices. This summer, I'm hoping to replace up to 12 boards between the two schools. I think we can make this happen. With the help of this grant, my budget, which is kind of a down year for me. I don't have any big ticket items that we're doing this summer, so that's kind of nice. So I'm hoping to, get a few of these boards in this summer. And then looking at some other possibility for some grant opportunities. I'm currently working on getting quotes, and always like to ask about my buy 10, get 2 free, but they never fall for it. I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna keep trying. So it's always helpful when they send a quote and say, how does this look to you? And I'm like, got a little wiggle room there. So yeah, so that's my, summer, replacing hopefully 12 boards in the district. So, any questions? Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Angie. Betsy? You up? No? Do I have? Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. All right, next up, we awarded $5,032 to, the elementary here for some new reading curriculum. And Mandra is gonna come accept that and tell just a little bit about that.
Thanks to this foundation grant, I have asked for a variety of decodable books to support early literacy and to strengthen the implementation of our new Youth Life Foundation's curriculum that is currently in kindergarten through 2nd grade. I carefully selected these books to provide students with engaging, skills-based reading opportunities that align with phonics patterns and instructional sequences directly taught through their curriculum. Decodable texts allow students to practice to apply their skills and help build accuracy, fluency, and comprehension. These resources will strengthen classroom instruction, it will strengthen intervention support, and small group reading opportunities across several grade levels. Teachers will be able to provide students with meaningful practice using texts that match their current phonics knowledge, while also increasing their access to fiction and nonfiction experiences. Their curriculum U5 is a published list of many resources that they recommend that shows how these books fit right along with their scope and sequence. And based on this list, I have already purchased and put in the orders for the following materials. Mrs. Erkey has the kindergarten set of whole phonics books, and I was able to purchase the 1st grade set and the 2nd grade set. There is a site that's called Learning Without Tears. It's got handwriting, keyboarding, reading, all sorts of things. And they have 4 different levels sets, A, B, C, and D. And I was able to purchase 4 of each of those sets for classrooms. And then Orton Gillingham is like the gold standard for dyslexic teaching. And they have recommended books that are called Just Right Readers. And I was able to get decodable sets for kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and higher readers for a total of 1,016 books to put in our teachers' hands. So thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Next, Beth is gonna come up and accept on behalf of the playground committee. We were able to do $1,000 towards the surface project. And so you can explain that a little bit.
I'll do my best.
Oh.
I have to get through 2 track meets. This is the money going towards the final stage of our playground outside, which is really exciting. I was just sitting here thinking, and this fall will be year number 4. We started 3 falls ago in 4 small communities with big dreams of this inclusive playground, and all the equipment is in, the wood chips are in, the outside containers in. What this will be going to is, I'm not quite sure how to explain it, it's kind of like, it looks like a plastic surface. So rather than taking all the wood chips out and doing rubber or turf from the sidewalk, they will take little rubber patches and get to each piece of equipment so that a wheelchair or somebody with crutches or a walker can use that kind of plastic to get there. The wood chips will stay. If you've ever been to Clear Lake Park in Waseca, they have this material also. They have rubber, but they also have, and it's kind of a clear coat, I think it's going to be blue, but it will not cover, the whole container in there. I do know that on my gym door out here, there's a picture that kind of shows, but it's just literally like, looks like a little pond in places or a little walk. So this was awesome. So we are, I don't know, I think we are, well, we're under $35,000 that we need total to get that done, which turf is like $100,000. So this is gonna go a long way. So it's been a quick, fast ride, and I plan to stay with it till it's all done. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up, I think he's gonna come up and you're gonna present some money for Panther Preschool. $3,000.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to thank again the NRHEG Area Foundation for your continued support, for the $3,000 that we asked for our, families with our, to give scholarships out. We have currently 73 families, or 73 students that are currently in Panther Preschool right now. And the $3,000 goes a long way, to help these families be able to afford preschool because, you know, unfortunately preschool is not cheap. Right now we have 17 families that are in need of scholarships. And through various outlets, we're able to get probably about 13 to 14 of those full tuition scholarships covered. So then I go and seek outside sources of funding, including the NRHEG Area Foundation, to help cover those 3 or 4 families that are left over, in order to try to get them either partial or full scholarships for that. So thank you very, very much. Without your support, some of these families may not be able to continue to have their children. Thank you.
Do you want to speak or do you want to?
Okay, so then next, is again community ed, and it is for the new CKLA curriculum, and this donation is actually from us and that Curtis Winston Foundation in conjunction, for $3,142.
All right, thank you. And again, thank you so much. We are really excited to have kind of more of a set preschool curriculum that we're going to be able to use with our kiddos. Right now, we kind of pull from various sources for our curriculum, and it will be very nice to have something that will help our students make a more seamless transition from preschool into bridges or kindergarten. We decided to purchase the CKLA curriculum, which is the core knowledge, language, arts piece. And right now, the lower levels of the elementary school currently use that. So with Amanda's help, she's been phenomenal in helping kind of talk me through it. It is new for us to use, but we've been able to take a look at it. We are super excited, and we really think, like I said, it'll help with that transition for our kids in preschool to go to the next level, to make that transition a lot smoother. So this will definitely help cover the cost of that curriculum. So thank you very much.
This grant is for Camp Panther, and I don't know who it is that's gonna receive it. This is for $2,000.
Well, I'm Katie Smithson, and I run the Camp Panther program. It's an after-school program on Wednesdays, and then also summer school, all together. So, yeah, this is our 3rd year of the program, and, we started out with about 50 kids, and this current school year, we had around 40 kids attending. Of course, that always fluctuates, but 40 kids enrolled. So for the upcoming summer school, we have about 35 kids that are coming. And this money will help buy supplies for activities, and yeah, make it
a little less like school and a little different style of learning with like activities and things like that. So thank you.
Okay, and then lastly, before we step out and take a picture, we have a new booster program in town. The cheerleading boosters, and Brooklyn's gonna come off and speak for just a few seconds. You don't have to speak for minutes, like I scared her.
But I'm a big talker.
But here, we've got $1,000 to help give their booster program some support.
Thanks, guys. Okay, so my name is Brooklyn. I'm a new cheer coach for the competitive cheerleading program. We started this booster program because a lot of our students and athletes in our program aren't able to afford it due to just the cost. Typically, a season can run anywhere from $1,200 to like $2,000, depending on if you go to nationals or not. So we plan on using these funds to help kind of reduce those financial barriers for our athletes. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. All right, that's it for us.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Off the record, Leon, are you appreciating the wife without the voice, or is that?
Why even there?
He's playing it
Wait,
safe.
oh,
Yeah.
I can't imagine this was recorded. Who's got the tape? Great answer. I think you're in less trouble than I am. Good work.
All right, I'll change the subject.
Yeah,
now.
Thank you.
And now we turn to our superintendent, Mr. Mayak.
Two other things before I get to the admin report here. The activities committee, I'd like to get them together real quickly after, just to find a date. I think I shared some information with you in my newsletter at one point about, Mr. Stork had shared some information with you about the activity fees and looking at a plan, kind of a 5-year plan for raising those, and I think that would be a good topic to bring our activities committee together. And hopefully Sarah knows, because I didn't look at it before, or maybe the board members know if you're on the committee or not.
Amy's on it, I know.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Kelly and
Amy.
Amy.
Isn't Aaron on it too?
Amy, Aaron, and Kelly.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some power here tonight, Kelly.
We'll set the date and we'll
Yeah,
work around that. All right.
perfect.
So we'll just meet for a second afterwards. And then, you have a link there for some general election information here. As you know, that we're in the election year for some board seats amongst other things, obviously. And so if you want to bring that up real quick, Sarah, just some of the timelines that we have to follow and that the candidates follow as well. So thought that was important to get that information. It actually starts here real soon, that probably at our June meeting, we'll be looking at, or after the June meeting, be looking at doing some things and obviously going through this and hitting all the checkpoints and dotting the i's and crossing the t's. So just wanted this information in your hands as well, and knowing that even if it's a November election, that the process behind the scenes starts fairly soon here. All right, with that, we'll bring up, we have Dr. Meyer with us to give the elementary. I should see who's on first, if it's elementary, that's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to quick find some videos from our Books Are Fun fundraiser, but we made $22,000. Amazing. And it really was a lot for students or families to do. They were sent out, they sent 10 links, and people had an option to donate. So each of our students, there was enough raise for each of our students to get 2 free books for their home libraries, and they're hardback, really nice, grade level appropriate for them. So each of them has something to take home to the library. And then there's a lot of prizes and things involved too for those. And then we have one huge treasure chest winner. I'm going to put more on my newsletter. We took a lot of pictures
pictures, and I was hoping to share video with you, but it was pretty cool to see. It was like Christmas for a lot of these kids, just opening presents and opening, each of them had their own package. Some got up to 10 books. Our one big treasure chest winner, Wyatt Olson in 5th grade, his treasure chest was this big, full of all kinds of goodies. So it was a great thing that, and I think we'll do this again next year. It went really well, pretty slick and easy, and a great person to work with, for the rest. I just want to, again, just to shout out to all of our teachers who do amazing jobs every day, just coming up every day and just making things happen with our students and supporting our students. And also it was Nurses Week, so thank you to all the nurses here in the district too. We've got lots of field trips, things going on. We do have our 4th quarter celebration that's for PBIS. That'll be next Tuesday already. And then we have our 250th American Celebration Picnic, which will be invited parents to come. So we'll have that. Hopefully we'll have good weather on Thursday the 28th, and that'll be running anywhere between 10:40 and 1 o'clock-ish. Kind of regular lunch schedules. It'll be extended a little bit so parents can join us during that lunchtime if they want to. So we're looking forward to that. And again, in the 4th quarter, just wrapping things up, and it's a busy time of year, but it's exciting too. So if you guys have any questions for me? Sarah, would you mind just clicking on that newsletter?
I have a question.
Sure.
On your books are fund, is that a percentage of the books that are sold? How do you raise 23,000 on the books are fund?
So that's a great question. So what happens is, this is our first year doing it, and mine as well, but the email, there's a link that's sent out into each of the families, and the families just need to send, so if I'm a mom and I send out 10 emails to whoever I know, they have the option of donating so much money for this.
Okay.
And so, depending on how many people and how much they've donated, and those students can get up to 10 free books for their libraries, but enough was raised school-wide. We have some families that raised over $1,000 just themselves. And so, the more they did, and that basically went to a generalized pot, and that afforded all the students to get 2 books. 3 teachers got 60% or higher of student participation, so they get $100 shopping spree. They've already bought books for their classroom. And then, because we did such a great job, because the goal is 40% or more per school, and we did almost 60%. And so I have about $500 shopping spree that's good on the school for books and things for students to buy. So pretty exciting. Yeah, so that's kind of how it works.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, if you don't mind scrolling down, if I just have a minute, and there's some, this you can find on the website, but this is just a little glimpse, not much, but I'm gonna add some more, but this is just some of our treasure chest winners at the beginning. And you can see how it's in there, they each got like $1 or so, and just all kinds of goodies in there, but just a really fun way to celebrate books and reading too, so. That's all I have.
Did you say that the books are hardcover?
They are hardcover.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, very nice. They're very quality. Very good quality. Yeah, my sister enjoyed them. Okay. Yeah, I'll put more pictures in there for you.
All right, is Mandra or Macy next? Macy.
Great, well, hello again, everybody. It's been a little while since I've been here, just kind of giving you an update on all of our community ed program that we have going on. As of right now, I think this is the first time we've ever had more 3-year-olds registered than 4-year-olds. So it'll be interesting to see if I can recruit a few more kids who haven't registered for Panther preschool yet. But the amount of 3-year-olds we have is absolutely fantastic. We have graduation coming up on Thursday at 6 o'clock in New Richland in the high school gym. We've done that for, I would say maybe the last four years now. It's quite the ceremony, so if you guys are bored and looking for something to do, stop on by. We have the ceremony, which takes probably about a half hour, 35 minutes or so, and then we have a reception for juice and cookies afterwards for all of our families. And then we are going to be making that transition to the CKLA curriculum for this upcoming school year. Otherwise, we have a lot of art clubs coming on. I'm doing a home loan safety class tomorrow. We have
have, babysitters training, usually I do that in May, we decided to push it back to June, to see if we could get a few more kids to register for that. Otherwise, we're trying a beauty glam session in June, which will be super cute. And then, our water balloon battle next Friday. We started that last year and, it was absolutely fantastic, incredible amount of kids that showed up for that. We are organizing it a little bit differently this year. We're gonna have our littles come first, and so they can play for about a half hour before the older kids get there. Otherwise, school age care, our registrations are coming in. We've gotten a few more registered, for this summer so far. I'm thinking we'll probably beat last summer's registration by a few. Otherwise, we are planning on having wraparound care here in Ellendale. Again, next year, we have had, wonderful support from our families for wanting to do that, and we have enough that have, committed, I guess, to having their kids, utilize our daycare, next school year. And even have some of the families who are trying to recruit more kids so we can be open here over the summer, next summer. They wanted to try to get it to happen this summer, but it's too late in the process, so, I have a couple of champion families that are, trying to make that happen. So otherwise, adult enrichment, I have a couple, bus trips coming up, an acrylic painting class with Judy Tweeten, youth rec, that's the only thing that's really new right now is girls play football, you guys know about that. T-ball coach pitch, tons of kids. This is the most we've ever had. I think there's 147 or 148 total right now that we have. 10 T-ball teams, 4 coach pitch teams. I could have 5 coach pitch teams, but then somebody always has a bye week, so we decided to, kind of lower it to 4 teams. Otherwise, volleyball camps, softball, basketball camps again. Varsity competition cheer, you listened to Brooklyn talk a little bit about that program. We have 12 registered athletes right now. And even though, it's summer, their season does begin that second week of June, just with practicing in order to get ready for the Chula Vista camp that they go to at Wisconsin Dells in July. And that is, more of a stunt aligned camp that they focus on for that. Otherwise, we have our Memorial Day ceremony coming up and then a couple youth wrestling clinics this summer. Any questions about anything? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. And Mandra.
Hello, now that MCA testing is done, now I'm in this data gathering part of my job here. So right now, I'm working on a local literacy plan, which is a plan that needs to be adopted by the school board, but Minnesota gives us the template to fill out anyway. So here is the 16 areas of reporting, and I just quickly threw one on each slide so you knew that the template is getting filled out. I'm gathering data as we speak, and it has to be submitted by June 15th, which is right before the school board meeting, so I will have a finalized version of it when I see you next time. So I'll quickly go through each of these. So the REACT goals, the current REACT goals are implementing the CKLA, getting our teachers trained, and there is a piece of data in there saying that the kids who are either low or exceeding their grade level benchmarks will go from 52% to 65%. I have the goals there, but I don't have the reporting numbers because they're not done with the assessments until the end of the week. So that part should slowly trickle in. And I have a workshop on Thursday that will help me build a new set of goals for our school district that will be similar to the ones on top. We'll get our secondary teachers into that literacy training, and then based on whatever our current scores are, it will help me build a SMART goal for next year. Number 2 are the screening tools. We will continue to use FastBridge for the little kiddos, and then the secondary and 4 through 12 will be Cat 3 basic. Nothing new there. Student screening data submission. So this section is just me verifying that I have the right information in the computer for each of the students and for the school district. Section 5 is the screening summary student count. So it's asking me how many kids were screened in the fall, how many are at or above their grade level benchmark. Here's the winter, here's their benchmark. Here's the spring, it is empty, it is not currently there, but it's getting worked on. Section 6 is dyslexic screening count. So as I gather data, it's asking me what their current score is and their accuracy. And based on that, Minnesota says, here's their risk level for being dyslexic. And that needs to get reported, and it's completely based on their spring data. So we look at it in the fall, we look at it and do something about it in both of the benchmarks, but in spring, it's the one that's reported to MDE. So this is currently being pulled right now. And then it's the counts for 4th through 12th grade. So 4th grade right now, this is the CAPD data, and we only screened them once. It was only required once just to see what the test ran like, to see what the data brought. So these numbers are already in. You can see 4th grade, here's the total number in the grade level. Based on preliminary data, we said, you know what, only 19 of these kids need to get screened based on their data. Out of those 19 of them were showing the characteristics of dyslexia. So how we assess our kids is very aligned and right on track with what MDE is asking us to do. And it just keeps going. So here's 7th through 12th grade. Here's how many kids we screened based on previous data. And here's how many are showing those characteristics that could use some help. Section 8 is data-based decision making for action. So now that you have the data, what are you doing with the data? How do you check that the teachers are teaching what they're supposed to? So this is all reporting on what our current practices are in our classroom. There's a lot to section 8. I'm just going to keep going. Parent notification. Currently, we let all of our elementary kiddos be notified parents 3 times a year, at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. 6 through 12 was just that CAPD screening. I notified them that they're getting screened, and I gave the screening data just that one time. And then I did put on our template that there will be changes. We will do CAPD 3 times at the high school level, so they will also get reported out to parents 3 times. Turn to the curricular resources. There are no changes to this. So kindergarten, 1st and 2nd. They've got 2 pieces. They've got the core knowledge, which is the CKLA, which is what we're bringing to preschool. And they have UFly, which is the foundational skills. That's your letters, your sounds, your breaking apart words. And then 3, 4, 5 use CKLA for both their knowledge and their skills as a combined curriculum. 11 are the intervention resources. Our main intervention source is UFly. So the kids that get it in class just need a little extra time. Maybe it just needs to go through it a little slower, a little more intense, and that's all they need to catch up to what they need. If you need something a little more intense, we do Barton, which is either one-on-one with an interventionist or 2 students to 1. And then as they get older, we do advanced word study where they break apart multi-syllabic words. 12 is the funds. There was a little piece of funding that was left over, and that funding went to literacy leads. That's part of my salary. Stipends for literacy training for anyone who is doing that this year, and a piece of the reading intervention at the high school. 13 is the professional development plan. We've got 5 secondary teachers doing the structured literacy training. And then 1 new teacher coming in will have to do the elementary version of it. That's all. 13 and 14. 14 is just a count saying, hey, there's 14 teachers and no one needs more training. There's 7 special education teachers and they've all got the training. So I just need to do a head count for the training. 15 is multi-tiered system of supports. It's MTSS. Yes, we follow it. Yes, we implement it. Have we taken specific Compass training? That is no. Will we make any changes? Yes, me and on the computer center are doing that instructional coaching training over the summer. So hopefully that will be a big part of getting more support in our classroom for those, intervention pieces. 16, last section, dual language immersion program we do not have in our school, and that's the last portion that needs to be reported in our literacy plan. So as soon as I get those chunks of data in and I hit submit, it makes this nice report that goes in the Title I report. It gets posted to NGE, and then we put it on our school website. So that's what I've been working on. So next steps, I have a workshop on Thursday to help me build goals. That plan is due by June 15th, and one of the suggestions is connecting the literacy goals to the CACR goals. The CACR goals are MCA, and you can think of the literacy goals as like the building blocks so that they can do that MCA well. So if we can support the literacy plan, it feeds into the CACR goals later on. So there is a connection
CACR
between the two.
is world's best workforce.
It's
What used to be the world.
comprehensive assessment and career readiness, yeah, world's best workforce. But those do it, one doesn't replace the other, you don't use the same goals. The literacy plan are more the foundational skills so that they can be successful on their MD. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There is no requirement to present, or it's just obviously best practice to communicate this with the board and whatnot, and, there was a little bit of scrambling and whatnot. It was our understanding the presentation and board approval, but it was clarified that, the submission has to be by June 15th, and just to keep you in the loop, obviously, to get you that information, so that is why manager presented that, and we'll come back and kind of give you the final presentation in June. And that's it with the superintendent's report.
Great. Thank you all for your information and quality reporting there, so thanks again. Moving on to board member comments. Are there any board member comments this evening? I would like to first off thank the Richland Area Foundation. Carla, I missed some of the rest of your crew, but please pass that along how grateful we are as a district. Our financial situation is challenging to say the least at these times, and to have this type of a donation come forward into such worthy causes is just excellent work. So we appreciate that and thank them greatly for considering and following through with those donations. I would ask the people that receive these, I think this is all customary, but please fill out your thank you cards and make sure that this is acknowledged to the fullest extent to show our appreciation, because it truly is a great gift. The other thing I'd like to mention just this evening briefly, and we have them every month, it seems that we have people changing careers perhaps, or retiring, or for different reasons leaving the district. I always think it's probably the wrong approach to thank them as they're leaving. We should thank them as they're coming and the work they do while they're here. But I think it's time to acknowledge people that have perhaps given most of their career to the district and worked for us and made us the great district that we are. So thank you to those people that have done that. You know who you are. And as always, I think recognizing our employees and the work that they do each and every day to educate the children is something to be very proud of as an individual, and we are proud of you as a district. So with that, we will move on to information and communications. Monday, June 15th is the next regularly scheduled board meeting, and that will be in the Secondary School Media Center in Richland at 6:30 p.m. With that, Mr. Mayak, please introduce the consent agenda items.
Our consent agenda with all school board members have received background information on the items included in tonight's consent agenda. These items are considered routine in nature and will be acted upon with a single vote and without discussion. If any board member would like to discuss a specific item, it may be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Besides the New Richland Area Foundation donations, there are no donations to report on this month. We did, however, include a list of all the contributing sponsors for our Clay Target program. We appreciate their involvement in that program, and that list is very lengthy and appreciated. So with that, I'd ask for the board's approval on the consent agenda as presented.
I move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Schoenrock, seconded by Ms. De La Cruz to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Looking at our district property liability auto workers' compensation insurance proposal, please, Mr. Mayock.
I'll give a brief description here. That Carl, if you wanted to add anything, you could. This is our fourth year with Tyler Firm from the Hines Agency. Tyler was able to provide the same carrier that we've used in the past. There's a 6.9% increase in our rates compared to last year, and I think we were pretty happy with the 6.9% increase with the insurance. So, Carla, if there's anything else in addition to that, but
Yeah, you all can bring up that quote, the work comp is included in there. Across the bottom, you see something called a mod factor. Anytime we swing over one, we're not really in a position to go out and seek multiple quotes and get anything better. So we are staying with the same company, hoping for a safe, easy, successful year, and
that was with a rating of 1.
yeah, anything
Or
over
a score
one
of
goes
1.
up a little bit, yeah, yeah. So you see the 5-year history, I think he listed on there. Like Mike said, under 7%, but we actually had penciled in something higher in the budget, so that's manageable. And he did some negotiating. Again, I don't know how it works in the insurance world, but you can see the figure they first quoted, and he got them down some. He shows that, and we're not part of that process, but, anyway, we've been really, really happy with them. They respond very quickly when we have questions and concerns, so, I'm excited to be able to stay right with those guys if you guys approve that.
Great. Yeah, thank you for the work on that, and it's good to hear that they are competitively seeking doing that work for us and making sure that we are not only covered, but affordable, researching that we're not overpaying the premium. So thank you for that work. Any other questions on that, or I would entertain a motion to approve the plan?
Make the motion to approve the district property liability auto workers' compensation insurance proposal as presented.
Okay.
Motion made by Ms. Tyre, seconded by Ms. Engel to approve the district property liability auto workers' compensation insurance proposal as presented. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Earlier I had mentioned the budget and the concerns that we have with that. We have a reduction in front of us this evening. Mr. Mayock, would you present that, please?
Yeah, as part of our financial plan moving forward, we are recommending the reduction of 1 paraprofessional position following a recent retirement. Rather than filling the position, this gives us an opportunity to make a planned adjustment through attrition while continuing to be mindful of the students' needs and overall staffing. I ask for your approval for the budgetary reduction of 1 paraprofessional position.
Make a motion to approve the reduction of 1 professional FTE as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Engel, seconded by Ms. Tyre to approve the reduction of 1 paraprofessional FTE. Is there any further discussion? I might have missed it, but do you know which facility that will be at, Mr. Mayak? Or-
That will be at the elementary here.
Okay, you might have mentioned that, I may have missed it. Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. It is the time of year that we start talking about our annual superintendent evaluation. Mr. Mayak and I briefly discussed this at our agenda planning meeting. We have tried to do that somewhat consistently in the July-August timeframe. Hopefully prior to students coming back and the busyness of what that brings, but we can work toward that. Ms. Engel, you've always been a great asset in that part, and I think we're all familiar with Mike keeping us up to date on some of his goals through his newsletter and some of his accomplishments, but it is an important part of our duty as a board, and a great opportunity, as we're all aware of, to have a detailed conversation with the superintendent and establish goals and have the conversation. So keep that in mind. Mr. Mayak, did you have some things to add to that as far as when your calendar would
No,
prefer? Or?
no, July,
Okay.
August seems to
Sure.
work well, and it's really up to you, and
August, are you saying already? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Do we want to accomplish it and get it on a calendar? Is that how we move forward with it? And should we go with something, I think we've either done before or after a regular board meeting? So would after the August board meeting be a tentative approach, and then we'd all have it on our calendar and work towards that, and that'll get the ball rolling. If we don't establish that tonight, we'll
Forget it.
keep it. Yes.
August 17th, that would be.
Okay. All right. Okay. That was easy. Along with another easy item is the assignment of principal negotiation committee. This is my favorite time to be.
So we don't have to make a motion or anything for
Not
that?
for that evaluation, I don't think. I think we're just
Okay.
assigning the date.
we put it on there, and we could have put a motion to set the date, but
Yeah.
it's just more of a discussion.
Oh,
So I think we've all been aware, again, back to Mr. Mayak's newsletter, that through discussion, there's been what we feel is a need to establish a principal negotiation committee. A lot of our other groups have that option and have board representation in their negotiating. And we felt it was time to establish a few more of these. Mr. Mayak, would you like to add anything to that, or?
No, you nailed it. Yeah, just that to the directors as well, that,
Right.
and the directors, which is the next item, is probably a yearly, the principals negotiation is a 2-year contract, but yeah, the same premise as our other contracts, that it's always been left up to the superintendent to do that. And I think there's some, there is a need to have that input from the board as well, that we're looking at and have the same type of vision and consistency moving forward. So, and that, you know, how the logistics of the committee and meeting with the principals or meeting with the directors, I can look a little bit different than how we handle our other negotiating committees, but we can iron that out. But just establishing that committee would be the first thing here, and then moving forward probably shortly with our directors.
And I guess how we've done committees, normally, not to be confused with positions within the board themselves, when we've elected positions amongst board members, we've called for nominations. Committees, just to remind everyone of the process, that is actually, I don't like using the term appointed by the board chair, but that is the legality of it. What we've tried to develop in the past is starting with volunteers. We don't pride ourselves in putting anyone on a committee that would be not able to fulfill the commitment or uncomfortable for whatever reason on those committees. So with that all in mind, I would start with asking for volunteers for the Principal Negotiation Committee.
I can volunteer.
Great.
Is that the one that's right away, or is that one?
That's directors.
No, directors is right away.
Okay, I can do that,
Do you wanna do the principal?
yeah, principal.
Okay. So Kelly, Terry, and one more.
I can do it.
Great. How easy that was. That was wonderful. It's like volunteers. So our Principal Negotiation Committee will be as follows: Kelly De La Cruz, Terry Engel, and Pat Tyer. And thank you again for being willing to serve on that. The Director Negotiation Committee, again, we'll ask for volunteers.
Amy said,
Yeah.
she sent a message and said that she was more than willing
I got
to.
that.
So,
Yes.
I think we probably put her on that one.
Put her on that one. Amy? All right, Lauren? And who's left here tonight that hasn't?
Oh,
It's like a two-person committee now.
All right. No, I will, be happy to serve on that also, so, all right, thank you very much. So the Director Negotiation Committee will be Amy, Lauren, and Rick. So thanks again on that. Again, something we were informed of, March 2027, a staff development date change request. Mr. Maya, could you explain that to us, please?
I will, and it revolves around the ACT test, and due to some scheduling needs of that test, the request has been made to move the March 1st date, as it's scheduled for March 1st of 2027. That staff development date, move that to March 15th. The ACT's, the window to take that test isn't until the 15th. Typically, the test has been taken at local churches or facilities that can handle larger groups. The Wi-Fi hasn't always been consistent. We need subs and whatnot for teacher proctors or people to come in and help with the ACT. I've been in charge one time of overseeing an ACT test, and it's very intimidating. You get a large book, and it says you do this, and you do this, and you do this, and that's the ACT, so you do it. And so by having it on a staff development day, that would allow us to have the test taken at the high school, where the internet reliability is greater. Staff would be available, so the space, obviously, they would be available with no students in the building. Mr. Berg is fine with it as a high school principal. The calendar committee, I talked with the high school rep and the elementary rep on that committee. They were both fine with it, but it still does take the board approval to make a change to the calendar. So I'd ask for your approval, making that change on the calendar from the 1st to the 15th of March for that staff development day.
I move to approve the date change of March 2027 staff development day from March 1st, 2027 to March 15th, 2027.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Schoenrock, seconded by Ms. De La Cruz to approve the March 2027 staff development date change as presented. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And to reinforce where we are in the school year, we have the graduating class of 2026 that needs approving this evening. Mr. Mayock, please.
And the list that you have is a list of names that may include students who are still completing their requirements and hope to complete them within the next few weeks. So I'm recommending the board to accept the list of students on track to graduate at our upcoming commencement ceremony.
Make a motion to accept the list of students on track to graduate at our upcoming commencement ceremony.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Engel, seconded by Ms. Tyer to approve the graduating class of 2026 students that are on track to graduate as presented. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Concludes the business for this evening. Last but not least is the adjournment. I would entertain a motion for that.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Schoenrock, seconded by Ms. Tyre to adjourn.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I gotta screw one up here, don't I? By,
They're talking at him in both.
Kelly Steele, I like my circle back in the day.
On top of it, though, if we're being honest.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, we are adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
I,